Hello folks, Typhon Carter here, and I bring to you a Smogan Premier League DPP match. This is a Week 8 matchup between Christos of the Circus Maximus Tigers and Pkel SweeTforU, also known as John, of the Indie Scooters. Christos coming off of a win last week against We Free Kings in a marathon of a game. I covered that game live on my channel. If you guys want to check that out, I will link it in my playlist. As for John is also coming off of a win against BKC of all people last week. Huge upset, some might say, and beautifully played game by John. That being said though, I'm very excited to see how this matchup turns out. Two very stylistically different players. Christos, somebody who usually prefers running fat builds, maybe like just more conservative builds in general, whereas John is all about offense and just kind of getting in your face and just never letting up in terms of pressure. That being said though, let's jump right into this. Tyranitar lead, D-Knight lead. T-Tar could be Scarf, could be a lot of things really, and the D-Knight just opting to superpower and runs right into Needle Queen. Could have potentially gotten poison via poison point, but the Needle Queen is going to probably survive whatever is thrown at it. And Fire Blast here from John, and John trying to predict Christos switching out and gets poisoned for all his troubles. And as a result, the D-Knight is going to go down. Christos bringing some kind of fat team, whereas John bringing maybe some kind of fast-paced team. That Hydro Pump doing 45 to Clefable. This tells me this Clefable might be like a bold Clefable if it's doing that much, especially since the Napoleon just revealed it's not choice. T-Tar is brought in, and the Clefable is going to show to be Wish Protect, and T-Tar DDing up, looking to be, yeah, this is some kind of hyper offense from John, and Fire Punch is revealed, indicating that John probably doesn't have a bag in the back, which makes a lot of sense based on the structure, and Scarf Rotom is revealed, most likely, and John is going to just let a Hydro Pump rip. And Tyranitar is brought in, and unfortunate miss there, but probably would not have killed barring crit. And for all his troubles, is going to get crunched and sent packing next week. As for how this game state is looking, Christos and John have both revealed 5 Pokemon. As for Christos, his team is very, very conservative. That Tyranitar was probably Choice Scarf, because on this kind of very fat team that Christos is running, the number one issue you probably run into is Gengar, and Scarf part is like usually if it's on lead, it'll probably have Stealth Rocks, and it's just a really, really nice way for Tyranitar to just kind of have some insurance on the team to handle Gengar mainly, and then also handling Rotom in that scenario. And John's Rotom was probably also Scarf, so that's most likely what happened. And John showing a Scizor, and this Scizor could be a threat, but Christos' Rotom probably has Will-O-Wisp, most likely on these kind of defensive teams. Let's keep going. And Tyranitar gets poisoned, and Christos tries to Will-O-Wisp, and John uses that P-Spike to his advantage. And the Rotom shown to be Substitute, which is going to work. So, okay, this is some kind of fast Rotom with like 298 speed, max HP, you know, just maximizing longevity. Christos could have actually subbed up again, I think, but instead, it's going to switch out this Scarmy and is going to be able to stave off this DD Tar Storm. Yeah, sub Rotom on T-Spike teams makes sense. Kind of use it as an abuser, and John's last shown to be a mixed Flygon with that Fire Blast. And so mixed Flygon on spikeless builds, a bit unusual to say the least, and that Clefable knocks off the Life Orb, so everything's just going to hurt a lot less. And Wish is up. Her EQ only doing 35% without the Life Orb damage. And Scizor's brought back in, however, Rotom actually looks really bad for John's team, and Christos showing a Jirachi last hit. Oh, okay. So some kind of fast Jirachi, not a typical last on these kind of builds, but it gives Christos a little bit of extra speed control outside the Tyranitar, so it kind of makes sense. And yeah, that Jirachi showing Ice Punch, probably speed tied with John. This is Flygon, and it's probably like some elemental punches Jirachi with like, you know, Fire Punch as well for the Scizor. And right now, Christos trying to dance around the Empoleon, just trying to make it waste Hydro Pump PP. The important thing in this interaction right now for Christos is that Christos wants to avoid putting the Empoleon into Torrent range. That's probably the most important factor right now for him. And again, like, Ice Beams again, John just trying to get Freeze, and then just kind of switches up, gets the Hydro Pump. Empoleon's at 36%, just barely outside of Torrent range, so doesn't quite activate, so Christos won't be eating extra damage, but it doesn't matter. I guess even just crit, but this Runa's just gonna come in, it's just got clean house. And assuming Will-O-Wisp lands on the Scizor, this game should be wrapped up. And Will-O-Wisp lands indeed, and SDs. John probably gonna need to rack up some extra boosts and hopefully not take too much damage. If this has Roost, or actually no, even if he had Roost, doesn't really matter. Kinda has to play for crits right now. But highly doubt he would have gone past Jirachi. And one last Thunderbolt going to take down John Scizor, and Christos walks away with the win here. Christos is kind of fat build. Well, it's not a true fat build because you have like the Scarftar, which is a staple on these kind of teams, but you also had the Jirachi, which was kind of fast on Christos's build, appearing to have won what looked like a speed tie against the Flygon. I think this was very much a player-specific attack on Christos's side. Like, whoever was helping him prep, they probably said, hey, let's bring something kind of fast on these stall builds to kind of work around being able to match John's usual stuff, which is like just high-octane offense and stuff like that. So yeah, Christos handled his business really nicely. Played around the D-Knight sequence okay too, like with the Neo Queen and whatnot. And the Bull Clefable kind of coming in and clutching up and being able to kind of hold off the assault for a little bit and being able to get the knockoff on against the Flygon to kind of soften the damage it could have done to Christos' team otherwise. That being said though, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.